Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Peripass webinar. I'm Lily, your host and content marketeer here at Peripass. You already know me from previous webinars, product updates, and of course, your monthly newsletter. I'm so happy to see you all here today. And we're going to dive deep into all the ways drivers can now fully register digitally and how to optimize that process for you. This will save all of you from the real struggles on the yard that we see with a lot of people before they implement our Peripass. Now, before we dive in, can I just ask you guys to quickly confirm in the chat if you can see and hear us properly? Daniel says yes, Marcus says yes. Awesome. And now that I have you guys already looking at the chat, can you please note that we have a little questions tab in the bottom as well. So if you have any questions during the session, please pop your questions there and we will get to them during the Q&A. That will make it a lot easier to make sure we don't miss anything important. Now, let me welcome my guest for today, Alexandra Vidalon.
Hello.
Alexandra, can you tell the class what you do here at Peripass?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm a product marketer at Peripass. Some of you may already know me, some not. So I work on the monthly product releases and I make sure that all of our customers can really connect the dots between all of our new features and how they can impact on the day-to-day operations of our clients.
Very important job. And let's dive right in because you're the perfect person to explain everything to us here. Why are we here today?
So a lot of people may recognize this process. So a driver arrives at your yard. He probably gets welcomed by a security guard. The security guard has to check in, or maybe he goes to a registration desk and then he will try to speak to the people at the registration. Hopefully they will share the native language that they speak. Most of the times they don't. So then you have to look for someone in the warehouse to try to communicate to the driver, hand over the paperwork. And for even safety and compliance reasons, you might even need to scan an ID or make them do a safety test. And let's hope there's not big traffic on the yard because then it will always delay all the operations after.
Right, so the principle of registration is solid, but I can see a lot of points where things can go wrong or get delayed. And as we all know, in logistics, time is money.
Exactly. We do see a lot of elements in our customers that lead to delays or compromise safety. So, for example, you really never know who's on site
Mhm.
fully. There's a lot of manual ID checks. You have to hand in some batches. Some people keep the batches, for example. Some of the drivers often don't speak the languages that your staff speaks. Recurrent drivers have to take the same safety test over and over.
Mhm.
And perhaps the most worrying is that there's no way to block unsafe drivers, so they can just keep registering and coming back to the yard without having an actual trace
Mhm.
of what has happened, what was the safety issue, and how to prevent it later.
Yeah, because I heard about a driver who started a little barbecue because the wait was really long, and that's not good safety practice. And yeah, it adds up fast. So let's take a look at how Peripass solves these issues and how we have the tools and how our audience can set those tools up. Of course, we have the classic, the well-known, the kiosk. We supplement that with the mobile driver portal. We have certified persons, phone verification, and for the audience today, we have something brand new that we can show off a little bit. Not all of it, but you'll have a little teaser. So let's start with a classic, the registration flow that works both on the kiosk and the mobile driver portal. Now, Alexandra, you will be sharing your screen in a second.
Yes.
Perfect. And then she will show us the mobile driver portal for today.
Yes. It's gonna take a second because I need to re-enter to Google Chrome.
Okay. Let me just check in the meantime. Okay, everything's going good. Oh, you left the call completely. Okay. Sorry, guys, we have a little technical issue
It's
on our
always
side,
with the
but
permissions.
that happens with the live sessions. That's okay. I think you joined as marketing, not as Alexandra.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you're not here. Mhm. Join always. Yes, and then turn. There you go.
Perfect.
We're back. All right, here we go. Alexandra is showing us the mobile driver portal, but it is in the laptop view, so that's why it's wider.
Yeah.
But let's take a look.
Okay, so when drivers arrive, they need to convey quite a lot of information, whether you choose to go analog or to use a kiosk or to go for the mobile driver portal. So we're going to simulate a registration. Now many companies are moving away from paper
Hmm.
already, and
Yeah.
they're trying to digitalize as much as they can from the registration process, up to 80% of all the yard operations.
Hmm.
So we're gonna simulate one quick registration. So
Okay.
here our driver is arriving. So I'm gonna choose my yard operation, which is unloading. I'm gonna fill in my reference number. We will continue here. And then, for example, since I've already registered on the kiosk, the system already reminds my information. But if it's the first time I'm registering, I will have to input that data for the first time.
Yeah.
I will click on continue. And this is one exciting new feature that we
Hmm.
launched last month. So now drivers can already choose some other multi-messaging apps. So before they could only register with SMS, now they can also choose either WhatsApp or Telegram to register. So we're gonna try WhatsApp for the demo. So as you can see here, it says we will inform you through WhatsApp. So we're going to continue, and it's going to show us a one-time, it's going to send a one-time verification code.
That's actually really great because now we also know for sure that the phone number is real and that you are actually the one trying to register, because technically they can use somebody else's phone or maybe share a phone number to save on costs or anyway, and or they make a typo in their own phone number. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
But now we know for sure that this person is the person we're looking
Yes.
for, and this is the phone verification,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. So as you can see, I got a phone code. So I'm just going to input it.
Hmm.
And then it's asking me again to confirm my reference number, the type of goods that I'm here to unload, license plate of the trailer, license plate of the truck. And then here we have also a safety briefing for this specific site.
Yeah, so you can customize that to suit your needs, right?
Yeah, so it can be either a safety test, it can be a simple image like this one, it can be a video. The most important thing is that here you really have a confirmation, a digital confirmation that the driver has read the rules. So if something happens after the registration, your team always has a
Hmm.
backup to deal with these issues.
Okay. So people also get like the same instructions all the time versus if you talk to someone who's telling you, by the way, remember to, that will vary. We have proof of completion, and yeah, you get to reuse the safety tests if drivers return, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
And we also have a geofencing enabled for this kiosk.
Cool. So only if they're close enough, here I see 200 meters, there's no chance or risk that someone 10 kilometers away can already register in case they have the code.
No, and this is very good for yards that have a lot of recurrent drivers. We had
Hmm.
a lot of our clients that said, hey, I have the same driver dropping off 3 times a week, sometimes even multiple times a day. I don't want them to keep doing the same tests or inputting the same information.
Yeah.
So those drivers already have the QR code of the kiosk or the URL.
Hmm.
And some got a little bit too excited and were registering too long in advance. So with this feature, you simply turn it on, and then people will only be able to actually finish their registration once they are around the yard. So I'm gonna click that I'm close to the site. I have to share my location to get the confirmation, and I'm fully registered now.
Okay. Um,
I love.
you, where did you go? Oh, you left the event again.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm
I
trying.
hope that people saw your screen in the meantime.
Yes, I just yeah.
Okay. Gonna put us on a little bit bigger. That's nicer for everyone. All right. So, in your explanation, you mentioned a few times these recurring drivers. This has to do with certified persons, right?
Yes, so a certified person is a driver whose
Mm-hmm.
identity and safety compliance are linked to a unique identifier, so you can recognize them when they return. So in
Okay.
practice, once a driver has completed a safety test successfully, then you can link that to a result. And in this case, for example, it can be a phone verification, it can
Mm-hmm.
be a passport scanner, but those are a little bit expensive. And then once you have the link, then you don't need to repeat the same safety test
Okay.
over and over. You can also set the validity period you want. So, for example, 30 days, 90 days,
Yeah.
1 week. And the most interesting part is that you can manage risk. So, you can
Mm-hmm.
whitelist all the drivers that have passed the test, but you can also blacklist them. So then they cannot complete the checking at the kiosk, and maybe they will have to go for further test on the registration.
Yeah. And I understand that's the part that our customers love. It's faster for frequent drivers, which makes the whole process, the whole flow go faster, but it's still controlled and still safety compliant. Now, the obvious question, I think, what do we link certification to, especially if you maybe don't want to install passport scanners, you don't have them yet? So, how do we certify people?
So this is a really cool way to link two of our features. So now you can link certified persons with phone
Hmm.
verifications without having to invest in extra hardware. So sites that require visitors to identify themselves and do safety tests before, they really had to rely on passport scanners.
Yeah.
But if you want a fast alternative without heavy hardware, you just go for phone verifications. It's basically a two-factor authentication step that we add to the registration flow, and it's fully secure, it's really fast to implement, and it's also GDPR compliant. So during the registration, like I mentioned, the driver enters their phone number, and then they will get the one-time code either via WhatsApp, Telegram, or SMS. And once they completed the safety test, the link is done.
Okay. Can we maybe see what that looks like in practice?
Sure, let me share my screen again. Um, let's just do the entire screen.
It's a little
Indeed.
easier, yeah. Oh, perfect. We can see your screen now.
Yes, so as you can see, I'm in the configuration part of the Peripass software. Then we will go on profiles, and then you can choose which specific profile gets
Hmm.
verification. So for example, everyone who is here to do loading, so we will click on edit. And then we go to the linked fields. And on the linked fields, we're gonna look for phone number. Here we have phone number. We're gonna click on edit, and we're gonna make sure that phone verify phone number, it's always on yes.
Yes.
Um, you accept, and then you save changes, and
Okay.
it's done. So
Okay.
it takes literally less than a minute to turn on.
Yeah, that's really just a few clicks. So the truck arrives, the driver registers, they enter their phone number. You can just stop sharing. Yeah, you can enter your phone number. Hold on. Now complete your safety test, your briefing, your video, however you guys set that up. That will be linked to the verified phone number. They don't have to retake it every time. As Alexandra said, you can choose how long you want this safety test to be valid, maybe a week or even 90 days, depends on you guys. And then you can whitelist them or blacklist them if they don't pass, or if something happens on the yard and you say like, no, we're not accepting this driver anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if the verification didn't happen and you still need your high security check, you can always still put in a trigger, because we also have, of course, our triggers and actions module, where you can make sure that a manual ID check is done. So that's not just about verifying number, that's also about shortening your registration times. So your frequent drivers can skip these steps that are useless to them. It's a lot faster to dispatch because drivers move through the flow quicker. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, your yard is a lot safer without all the manual processes. All right. So I mentioned the streamlining of your dispatching, the speeding up of your dispatching.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a closer look at maybe this use case.
Yes, so the goal of using phone verifications, there's multiple benefits of it. One of them is really making sure that you can reach the driver,
Hmm.
that the driver can receive all of the messages, and that you can register them and dispatch them as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So sometimes it happens that a driver registers and then you dispatch them within Peripass, but then they don't show up after 5, 10 minutes.
Mm.
So you text them, and then you see either they are really not responding, or maybe the number was wrong, it wasn't their phone. So that problem is solved now, now that we have phone verifications as explained. But another cool feature that you can easily turn on within the software is called voice calls. We launched that last year, and this makes the whole flow a lot more efficient.
Can you maybe give a little refresher for the audience about voice calls?
Of course, so if drivers don't respond to dispatching via SMS within a
Mm-hmm.
predetermined time frame, think showing up to the dock after they've been dispatched, then they get an automatic call by Peripass. So what does this mean, for example, for your dispatchers, that they don't longer need to monitor drivers after dispatching them, or having to call them themselves, or having to have struggles with the people at the warehouse who
Mm-hmm.
are just on the limbo waiting for the truck to come by.
Mm-hmm.
And since Peripass can verify phone numbers, those voice calls will definitely reach the drivers.
Okay, so fewer unreachable drivers, reduced dock idle times, and no more manual chasing. Only intervene and do manual action whenever it's truly needed. That's going to save everyone a lot of money.
Indeed, it has brought to our clients already a lot of efficiency, compliance, and removed a lot of admin work to the logistics stuff.
Okay. Again, the obvious questions, are these voice calls hard to set up?
Actually, it's super easy. Let me share my screen again,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will see how you can set it up. So again, I'm on the configuration section of Peripass in the triggers and actions. And then here is already the setup I created for the voice call.
Mm-hmm.
So here we simulate the exception flow for non-responsive drivers. So in this scenario, it's where drivers don't respond to an SMS after 10 minutes of inactivity, they're going to get a voice call.
Yeah. So you also decided that 10 minutes, that was your amount of time. I need them by then.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. So it is very easy to set up, and many customers are already using this and being a little bit more creative and creating specific triggers and sending voice calls for other cases. It doesn't need to be just for unresponsive drivers, but this is the main case why we created this feature for. So if you want to test this feature, you can go to our product documentation on our website and follow the steps and test it yourself.
Yeah. And if that's not feasible, or if somehow you guys get stuck, you can always call your customer support manager. They will always be super happy to help.
Mhm.
All right, so let's recap some of the benefits of having this totally automated flow. You know who's on your yard, so there's no need for expensive ID scanners, but if you have them already installed, you can just implement them seamlessly in this whole process, so that's not lost. You reach every driver every time because we have phone verification, we make sure the messages are right, and we have voice calls as another backup.
Mhm.
There are no more redundant safety tests because your recurring drivers don't have to retake them every single time. And you can automatically block unsafe drivers to make your yards compliant and safe at all times. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Then we're going to take a look at our Q&A, and I can see that we already have 4 questions. That's awesome. What are the options for regular visitors with recurring tasks? In the kiosks, it takes quite some time to go through all the input fields, unnecessary for regulars.
So that's a feature that our product team is working on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, we want to make sure that drivers don't have to always input on unnecessary data. So keep updated on our product
Mm-hmm.
releases of this year, and then maybe you will see a feature that will be perfect for you.
Okay. So keep an eye on our product releases, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So once the driver comes in 2 weeks, he has not to verify again, or is it with each registration required? So the phone verification, can we also have that stay verified for a certain amount of time?
I think you can definitely configure that on triggers and actions to make sure that you verify
Hmm.
within a time frame. But I think that will need a specific setup before.
Yeah, because if we can verify people to be blacklisted or whitelisted for a certain amount of time, we can also keep the phone number verified,
Yeah.
right?
But the thing is, then it brings the regular issue that a driver can check in, pass
Hmm.
the safety test, and then he can, for example, share that number with his colleague or with his friend.
Yeah.
So that's why phone verifications, it's interesting because you have a time frame
Hmm.
to really input this code.
Yeah.
It's the safety test that they will need to do, for example, every 2 weeks or
Yeah,
every
so
month.
even if they have to re-input the phone verification, their verified account, let's say, still exists.
Hmm.
So you just need to confirm this is me. Okay. The geofencing, can we configure the I am close to the site element? How close do they have to be
Yes.
to configure that?
Yes, you can configure how close you want them to be. For example, if you have an off-site parking, you can also include that off-site parking on the geofencing.
Mm-hmm.
And normally, for example, if they're too far away, they will not lose the entire registration. You just get paused, and then after a few hours, if they're closer by, they just finish the registration.
Okay.
So it saved the data.
So it's super customizable again. They can do it themselves through product documentation
Yes.
or get in touch with their CSM.
Mhm.
Okay. So a question about the costs of WhatsApp besides compared to the SMS.
So for now, the phone verifications extra cost for SMS is 25 cents. But if you do the verification through WhatsApp or Telegram, it's included for the moment. The product team always sends the emails with all the price changes,
Mm-hmm.
but for now, there is only extra charge if the driver chooses to go via SMS.
Okay.
So if you want to try this feature, you can maybe
Mm-hmm.
tell drivers to use WhatsApp, and then you can always verify them, and it's included.
Yeah. Perfect. And I see we have a new question. Will the voice calls be charged?
For now, it's not charged, so actually you can test it. You can send as many voice calls as you want, and it's included in the Peripass software. That can change though in the future, but for now, you can fully use it without any extra cost.
Okay. I hope. Oh, I have. Is a text message verification valid for 24 hours only or longer?
I think it's 24 hours.
Yes.
Hmm.
I would think the same thing,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any other questions? I will give everyone like a minute to think. Can we share this recording with colleagues? Yes, you will get this recording automatically in your emails because we're live recording, and it automatically gets sent to your inbox, and then you can just share that link with your colleagues as well.
Yeah.
We're also putting it on YouTube, so in case you lose the email for whatever reason, you will see it by, I think, the end of the day. It depends a little bit on the buffer speed of YouTube if they want to cooperate or not. But we also have the link on our YouTube. We have a whole separate playlist with all our previous webinars as well. So even if you missed one, you're interested in looking or rewatching one of the older webinars, they're all on there.
Hmm.
And now the number of digits of WhatsApp per message. I don't think there's
There's no
limits.
limit, so that's also very attractive.
Hmm.
If you want to set up a flow on WhatsApp or Telegram, the messages can be as long as you want. So you can be a lot more specific than if you go for SMS.
Yeah, you don't have to be restricted to like what is it, 180 characters or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, you have a
Hmm.
little bit more wiggle room to explain everything clearly to your drivers.
Hmm.
All right. Any more questions? Because some of these popped up pretty fast. I'm just checking if we didn't miss anything. Okay. Okay, I don't see any new questions, nothing in the chats either. Okay, so in that case, I just want to remind all of you guys that there we will send you the recording as asked. We will send it shortly after the session. If you are a customer and you have some specific questions, our advice is either go to product documentation on our website or just reach out to your customer success manager directly. They will be more than happy to help you. If you're new to Peripass or you're interested in learning more, our sales team is always happy to guide you through what this flow might look like for your site. We do a lot of sessions. Send us an email, and we will get in touch with we will get you in touch with the right person. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Oh, I see one more question pop up. Could you advise if I can have different messages sent depending on whether the driver registers through WhatsApp or SMS?
I think you can further see this with your CSM and
Hmm.
then see how you can set it up for your flow.
Yeah, because the WhatsApp feature is very new, so I'm understanding that there is a lot of interest in this. But I think your
Mhm.
CSM will be the best one to get like details and specifics figured out with you guys.
Yes.
I hope that answered all of your questions. And of course, you can always email us. We're always available. And we'll be seeing you at the next webinar.
Yes. Next month.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.